Ah! Ha ha ha! Looks like you lost this duel! There we go. There we go. Finally, we got ourselves established a bit. And now... How you doing, guys? Right, so before I proceed with this video, I understand it might be a little bit too long for some of you, so if you could just consider looking in the description right now, scroll down, you'll see I have everything chaptered. So if there's an interesting skin that you just instantly must take a look at right now, you're more than welcome to do so. If you wish to skip ahead, the options available to you, just look in the description. Right, so yes, it was the February FORCEWIPE update today. We have the primitive game mode being introduced, and lots of very interesting medieval themed skins were accepted. Funny thing is, some of these skins, they're actually from quite some time back. We'll talk more about that in a bit. So let's hop over to here and talk about which of these skins are and are not abnormal. And to make things nice and quick, I'll point out all the skins that are not abnormal. Friar Headwrap, awesome looking skin. That right there, that is not abnormal. And of course the t-shirt as well, that is not abnormal. The Heavy Knight Crossbow, that is not abnormal. And we also have to have the Oathkeeper Bow, that is also not abnormal. So that means all the remaining skins, Barbarian Jacket, Black Ops AK47, Blacksmith Tier 3, the Sleeping Bag, Knight Sleeping Bag to be precise, the Great Siege Garage Door, and the Medeival Sword, Medeival, yeah, there's a bit of a spelling mistake there. They are the skins that are abnormal for this next week, and we'll be able to chase after them with our abnormal barders. And just to point out, Valentine skins next week. And there's a lot of Valentine skins. We'll talk more about that a little bit later as well. Right then, so let us go over to here and start talking about all the skins and showcasing them, of course. Right. Ta-da! So it's been several hours since the Rust rotated. I've been streaming. I've been having some fun. Probably at the very beginning of this video, I edit in one of the stupid things that happened to me. But yeah. What we have here is a very nice, interesting patch of skins. Lots of clothing armor, very cool. I love the Friar stuff. I think that's awesome, and I hope to see a collection continuation. It needs like a skirt, doesn't it? So you have like the full suit. Anyway, overall, skins are looking very nice. I'm happy to see that there's no more Lunar New Year. No backpack as well. Someone pointed that out to me earlier. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't even realise. There will be a pink one next week. Oh, you just wait. They will return. But we should also point out, we also happen to have a DLC pack today. So the Medieval DLC pack, $13. But you get like a full set of special cool looking night armor right there. You get a cool looking large wood box. You have access to the medieval barricade. You also get a very cool looking AK-47 and 2 doors. Sheepman door, Sheepman double door. So there's quite a lot to it. It's up to you if you want it, but yeah, it's all cosmetic, so nothing to worry about. Right, so should we, properly jump in now, talk about these skins, showcase them, and consider, do I want to invest into them, or do I even want to buy them? Let's jump in and talk about the Black Ops AK47. That's very medieval, isn't it? Yes, back then in the Dark Ages, they produced cool-looking dark weaponry of sinister, destructive power. It's an AK. And just to point out, do you remember last week when we pointed out that, oh, hang on a minute, don't we have 4 AK-47 Twitch drops? An AK-47 in part of the DLC pack. Huh. In 2 weeks, we got 6 AK-47s. No, in 2 weeks, we got 7. Ta-da! Oh dear. So just to quickly remind all of you, the Twitch drops are now, released. You can get them. We have 4 generic drops, and we also happen to have 8 streamer skins, and out of all of those, we got 4 AK-47s. Perfect timing for another AK. Yeah! So, probably not the best time, but $3, and it's selling quite nicely at the moment already. I mean, fair enough. People wanted it. People liked it. But do people know that we already have a good couple options now for a black AK with a red aim sight? They probably don't, and I'll point that out to you in a second. So, Black Ops AR, it's a very cool, sleek, interesting looking design. Let's go give it a good look right now. So let's go ahead and give this a good look. It's looking ever so nice and shiny, a lovely piece of work. Kotinsky, Holodno, a very good looking AK-47. But I have to bring this up. A good few months back, we also happen to have a very cool looking AK, a Commando. And it also happens to be a nice, sleek black design and, useful red aim sight. Right now, this is cheaper. And back then, when we first saw this, we were making comparisons to the Blackout AK-47 in this, when this is like 5 times cheaper. So, yeah, by all means. If you're thinking, but this looks cool, this looks nice, I like it, you go buy it. I mean, I'm not saying no, I'm just pointing out that if you have a specific criteria for an AK you want, there are other options. But this right here, at the very least, I wouldn't be surprised the skin creators are probably considering making continuations, more weapons look like that. I think that's going to happen. Anyway, quick look at nighttime. As you can see, very nice, perfectly fine design that doesn't glow in the dark, which I'm sure you're very happy about. And if I could just quickly compare it to the AK, the Commando AK that is, and pretty much the same thing. Yep. But it is a fair bit cheaper. Just want to point that out to you. So do keep that in mind. Now, what I'll also point out is, last year we also happened to see the Black Diamond collection, and we saw the Black Diamond AK. That sold at $4.49, and yet people adored it, people liked it, it's retained its value for quite a long period of time. I think it has gone down in price a little bit recently, but during post-Christmas it did go up quite positively, all right? People do appreciate a good, cool-looking black AK, and this, I'm just going to sit here and say, I'm definitely looking forward to the idea of seeing some more weapons looking like this. So I fully expect it, and if you like it, you go buy it, you go treat yourself. But as an investment, I like to be a little bit patient. I like to wait until at least Wednesday. This is abnormal. So we'll talk more about that in just a second. First of all, let's strike a pose, look pretty, and go. Right, let's go ahead, give that a good look. I've got the other AK on my back. Right, yeah, no, what do you think? Feel free to comment below. What are your thoughts? Does it look nice? Does it look cool? Nighttime, of course. Yes, now it stands out a little bit more. Discreet, oh yes. Shiny, cool. All right. So let's quickly hop out of here. Black Ops AK, let's go ahead and make that quick comparison with the prices. So you're selling at $2.99. I hop over to here. I look to the past. And what was it, like November? Gotta remember, there you go, Commando AK. It was at the end of September. That is now $1.91. So if you thought the Commando AK looked perfectly fine or very similar, it's more than $1 cheaper right now. Just going to point that out. You know, you're going to ask me for some considerations. You're going to ask me for comparisons. Well, there you go. And also take this into consideration. Look at all the other AKs. In fact, Tabsy's AK is golden black and for free. Awkward timing, but right now it's the top selling skin. So as much as people, and I know there were a lot of people, as much as people complain about so many AKs as Twitch drops, people love them. You can't stop yourself. All right, fair enough. It is what it is. So that right there, I have definitely seen black AKs work out very nicely, even if they've sold at a higher price. But we are expecting things to be a little bit awkward now, considering as we get closer and closer to the spring months. Technically speaking, we're already there. But it's around March, April time where we tend to see prices really drop off. So, yeah, I love my AK. I sleep with it. I shower with it. Micro, you keep those things to yourself. So, anyway, as of now, it's only been several hours and it's already got 9,000 subscribers. I am a little bit concerned. And just to kind of like open your eyes a bit, do we have a pretty cool looking AK that sold quite a lot? Yeah, the Deep Ruby AK. Look at it now. It's gone down by $1.50. $3.49 down to $2.10. So I'm just putting a warning out there. You can sit there and say, but it looks cool. It's really interesting. You've been warned. So, okay, fair enough. The choice is up to you. If you want to buy a skin for yourself, that's totally fine. You go support those skin creators and whatnot. But if you're looking at it as an investment, like I said, it's abnormal. We'll hop over to here and we'll quickly remind you with one of my most recent videos. It is the Ruskin Abnormal Barders for February 6, 2025. Consider watching the first 5 minutes of this. Just get a good understanding of what I'm saying. Then go to the chapters, skip ahead to the Barders, and you'll basically get the general gist of what abnormals are. To be very brief with you, every single Rustore that we see, there are certain skins that have some sort of detail to them that allows them to be marketable before the Rustore is even rotated. And with that time advantage, we can go do our Barders as fast as possible, then look at the Barders afterwards, see if the Barders actually go all the way up to its Rustore price or not. And if it does, if there's loads of Barders, you would think, okay, that skin genuinely looks as if it actually has demand. It's got a very good chance of maintaining its price. Therefore, a good skin to consider investing into. But with pretty much every skin we saw last night, they didn't really have any buy orders. They didn't really go all the way up to its Rustore price. None of the skins last night looked good to jump in and invest into. So a perfect example of that. Consider watching it and the more insight for you. And of course, next week, next Wednesday night, we'll be doing the Abnormal Barders on stream. So look in the description and see the links to all my socials, more specifically my Twitch. If you want to see how it all goes down as we approach it all and do the Barders, Wednesday night, 9 PM London time, I'll be there and you can jump in and just get, just try and learn if you wish. Right, so yeah, AK, perfectly fine looking design. I look forward to the future and see what happens with this potential set. But we've got to wait a while. Valentine skins are in the way. Yay! All right, let's now go ahead and talk about the garage door. So, In the many Valentine skins that were submitted just this past weekend, there were a few like other skins submitted. Some of them were medieval, some of them were just random skins, like a normal Rust Door submission. But that right there was one of the skins that was submitted this past week, and I am not surprised to see it was accepted today as an early pick. I think this looks awesome. I have already bought a few today to give away on my stream. Ebu, Karama Project. It looks awesome. You've done a fantastic job. It's already being appreciated. Selling almost as much as the AK. $3 a piece, these, and they're still selling a lot. So there you go. I would sit there and say there's genuine demand, I guess. But no, it looks awesome. It looks nice. And let's go ahead and showcase this in game. So off we go. Man, what is that ever so lovely looking design that I see right there in front of me? Well, it's the garage door we've been talking about. Give that a good look right there. That is a lovely piece of work. And of course, on the other side, same thing. As you can see. Now, you also might be curious to see what it looks like with a bit of lighting. So, there you go. Reflects, I think it's more of like a flat image, so I don't really see that much reflection, to be honest. I like the wooden carving on the side here. That also looks very nice. Also, if I could just quickly turn this off again, I do believe the top of this happens to glow in the dark independently when it's all rolled up. So, alright, cool. And if you're curious, you can see how it looks with some lighting to the side, such as these cool looking torches. Does that look like an awesome display? And what do you think about the actual skin itself? Feel free to comment below. I would look forward to seeing some more skins like this in the future. But they got to wait for a very cool themed update. Jungle biome, guys, just saying, replace all the horses with tigers, have people being chased by tigers, and snakes, and crocodiles. Just saying, just start cooking. So, alright, cool. With garage doors, though, we have to talk about this. We are expecting a lot of garage doors this year. So far, it's been 5 weeks, and I think we've already got 5 garage doors already. Point made. Last year, we got a record-breaking amount. Year before that, we got a record-breaking amount. The year before that, we got a record-breaking amount. Garage doors just keep appearing more and more. In Rust doors, as Twitch drops, yeah. So, with so many options that have appeared somewhat recently, you kind of have to accept that there might potentially be problems where, okay, you know what, this looks awesome, this looks nice right now, but there's very likely going to be even more garage doors that appear. That could take away the attention of what this has currently. And once you realise that, at some point later this year, whilst right now this is selling at $3 and selling very nicely because people happen to really like it, someone else walks along and looks awesome, looks really nice, and takes away all the attention. What do you reckon happens to that? Yeah, it's going to suffer. So, it is selling a lot. And if we see an absolutely excessive amount by Wednesday night, I had to make considerations. I might just approach it with a buy order. That unfortunately is something that happens quite a lot. Awesome looking design, but perhaps maybe just far too many because people like to buy them in excess with the pure intent to sell. And if there's too many people doing that, they compete with each other and prices suffer. I say this so much, but it keeps happening all the time. Go look at the Lunar New Year garage doors that we had just about 2 weeks ago. Go look and see how they're currently holding up. Yeah, there you go. Sold at $3. Sold quite a lot. People loved it. People liked it. Still went down in price. Yeah. Could it go lower? Wouldn't surprise me. Look at this in about 2 months' time, and it very likely might go all the way down to about $2. But of course, inevitably, with the summertime, kids will be out of school, summer vacation, going outside and play. No, they're going to play Rust. And of course, with some more interesting updates on the horizon, such as this proposed cooking update and the jungle biome being released at some point this year, I think we'll be seeing a lot more people, and of course, more people play the game, higher demand for skins, high skin prices. So yes. Easter, we expect things to go down. Summer, we expect things to go up again. So, nice. Cool. So, this was an inevitability, and it very likely might happen to the brand new garage door that we've just discussed. So, just remember this. It's happened plenty of times in the past. There's always more garage doors. Last year, we had some very cool looking designs. How many of them are currently in the negative? There you go. And then look at all the Twitch drops we also got as well. Yeah. And then the year before that, how many of those are actually in the positive now? A few, but not the majority. So just giving you a warning, just kind of making you feel a little bit more prepared. Do not be surprised, okay? So yes, 9,000 plus subscribers. It hasn't even been a full day yet. I'm a little bit cautious, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's potentially going to do around 30,000 subscribers by next week. Very rough generalised estimate, but don't be surprised, all right? So close or around or more than, but yeah, still quite an excessive amount, so be prepared. Right then, so Garage Store, if you like it, by all means go ahead and buy it, support those skin creators because they've done a fantastic job of it. But what I'll also sit here and say is, if you're looking at it as an investment, that is also abnormal, $3 as well. So I wouldn't be surprised we potentially might be able to pick that up for about $2, maybe a little bit less, we shall see. We'll leave it for Wednesday night. Let's go ahead and talk about this brand new jacket. So immediately I just want to bring this up as well. We've already got 2 jackets this year. Last year we got quite a lot of them, didn't we? Yep, quite a significant amount when you compare it to the previous years. Yes. Are we going to start seeing this happen all over again? Because as I could just quickly showcase to you, how many of these are currently in the positive? How many of them are Twitch drops as well? So okay, that Lunar New Year jacket's already gone down by about 40%. Okay, that's not looking too great. But let me also put this out. Today isn't like a holiday. The skin creators can follow up with this. They can produce some more skins. So Barbarian collection, is that going to happen? I mean, I look forward to it. Barbarian poncho, hide clothing and whatnot. I think these skin creators will follow suit. I think we'll be seeing some more Barbarian skins. Cool, all right, fair enough. But jackets. First of all, awesome looking design, transparency in the front. But we see this a lot more now. Face Punch has been a lot more lenient now with the designs of these, and well, is that special anymore? Well, if I've got continuations, yeah. You could have like a full proper set. I would love to see a deer skull mask. I mean, well, honestly, I'd like to see a wolf, but yeah, we don't have the wolf mask yet. Technically, the Zodiac mask, anyway. Okay, so Barbarian Jacket. You're also selling quite a lot as well. Oh dear, we're starting this again, aren't we? Yeah, I know. $2.49, but we have seen jackets sell a lot in the past, and then they just kind of suffer. Like I said, if we start seeing a lot more jackets being accepted this year, that probably won't be so special anymore. That probably won't do a very good job of keeping people's attention. That very likely will go down in price inevitably at some point this year as well. Don't be surprised. I'm so sorry, but yeah, it happens a lot. So let's at least go ahead and give it a good look. So, of course, yes, I'm on display, nice and ready. Give that a good look, looking nice and shiny on the padding there and the shoulder. Got an awesome looking design with the 2 paws of the bear on the front there. I mean, the skin creators have done a fantastic job. Also, quick, nighttime look. Here you go. So, yes, that's looking nice. It's looking impressive. I think people will appreciate it a lot, but I would definitely like to see some more skins being produced. And, well, we just have to wait and see for a while now, don't we? So, after Valentines, and I don't know if there's going to be just 1 week of Valentines or 2. I wouldn't be surprised if we see 2. Yeah, we've probably got to wait a fair bit. So, yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so what are your thoughts? Feel free to comment below. I think it looks nice. I think it looks cool. What would you pair this up with right now if you could consider options? Again, feel free to comment below. Right, so with that, shall we now move on and showcase the next clothing skins, the Friar set. Right, so we've got an interesting primitive set for, well, the primitive update, Friar clothing. Now, just to point this out, with burlap head wraps, normally it would cover your entire face, wouldn't it? As you can see, you've got some very interesting designs in the past. This is supposed to look as if it's like hair. And, I mean, it works out perfectly. As you can see, with the showcase of the skins, please understand this. If your character is slightly bald or close to, head wraps will like flatten the hair, but you can't see it, so yeah, and it just works out perfectly for the Friar hair, and well, there you go, there's the result. Awesome. Now we still need to see maybe a skirt to complete the full suit, and maybe some sandals. That'd be awesome. I've already asked the skin creator, so hopefully we'll see that potentially in the future. And yeah, again, don't rule out the possibility of sequels, continuations. Okay, you know, very cool monk style clothing. I know people are going to like that. I know you probably like it. I mean, comment below if you think it's awesome. And is there anything else you could think you could add to it? Anyway, should we now discuss, you know, like burlap shirts in general? They tend to work out quite nicely. Would be nice to get some pants with it, but, you know, skirt's probably better fit, understandable. All right, we get that. But in general, burlap shirts, they tend to, you know, retain their value ever so nicely. And the sales we see here, whilst, you know, okay, it's not ridiculous. But give it some time. We need to just wait and see after about a day and see how much that, you know, has, and then we'll make a proper estimate. It could still probably reach about 20,000 subscribers. Don't be surprised, all right? But the head wrap, as silly and goofy as it is, it doesn't really work for everybody. Like if you have like a lot of hair, your hair's just going to go like flat, and like if you have black hair, it'll just be like flat, like a black flat head, quite literally. And if you're ginger and you have a lot of hair, flat ginger top, like orange. So yeah, just point that out. Head wraps we do get every now and then, and they don't always tend to work out nicely, but for the silly gimmick of that, We'll see, we'll see. But again, if it sells a little bit too much, that can be a bit of a worry. Anyway, let's go ahead and showcase this right now. Oh, there we go. There we go. Look at that. Look at that wonderful, wonderful hair. Yes, it's beautiful. It's lovely. Now, please may you offer your spare coin for those in need, please, sir. But yeah, it really needs a skirt. It really needs a skirt. So if I was just like wear this real quickly, let's go ahead and put this on. And as we go down, there we go. I've got a standard skirt here. Give that a good look. It would really work well if it was a little bit longer, because I can still see my boxes underneath. Oh, well, you can only work with what you have. So, yeah, face punch, it's up to you. But, yeah, overall, splendid piece of work, as you can see. Let's just turn around, give you a good look all the way around. And, yeah, I'd love to hear your comments in regards to what you think of it. Lovely primitive clothing, very fun gimmick with the head wrap. But is that enough for it to retain its price in the future? Let's wait and see, all right? This is not abnormal, though. That's a bit of a problem. On Wednesday night, we're going to have to look at the sales and just make a decision right there and then. I can see it having a pretty fun future ahead of it. But, yeah, there's still potential problems there. So, okay, fair enough. Very good. Okay. Shall we now showcase the next clothing armor pieces? More specifically, I'm talking about the Tier 3. Now, what we have right here in front of us took us by surprise. Blacksmith's Tier 3 was actually submitted in the workshop like 2.5 years ago. So it looks like Facepunch were digging pretty deep far back to just find some clothing armor pieces that matched up nicely with today's theme. Okay, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, and I think this looks perfectly fine for what it is. It's just, okay, 2.5 years ago, you had to go that far? Yeah. I mean, I was looking at all the new skin submissions as of recent, and that Friar set was one of the newer skins, but not that many interesting clothing armor pieces that kind of matched up with this theme. So, all right, Vitalik and the one, you made the best set. Perfect in theme, and, well, it just happened to be 2.5 years ago. All right, cool. So I'm looking at this, and by default, listen, they're probably going to scramble to consider making a continuation now. Doesn't matter, all right? You might sit there and say, oh, it just looks a bit straightforward, or doesn't really come across as, like, very noticeable. Some people like to be noticed, not everybody. But let me just put it this way. Hoodie Pants Tier 2, doesn't matter whatever set it is. So as long as you see a new core piece being accepted, the pre-existing usually always is bought out and price goes up, and, well, you get the idea. So, okay, what's the possibility of seeing those skin creators return and, you know, make some sequels and whatnot? Also, let me just show you that way. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's nice and shiny. Oh, yes, but you probably don't want shiny. I'm aware of that. But, yeah, let's just quickly go ahead and take a look at those skin creators right now. So here we are. Yep. So I think Vitalik's been making skins somewhat recently. Let me just quickly remind myself. Oh, okay, Christmas. It's been a bit of a while, but he is still technically active. All right. And if I could just quickly go ahead and look at the other skin creator. I shouldn't have closed that. It's my own fault. The one. How you doing, good sir? Right. You most recently made... Oh, so you also worked on that as well then. Okay, fair enough. I will point this out, though. That Halloween skin was accepted, like, not last Halloween, but the year before. So they're not super active. I definitely can point that out. Likelihood of seeing a sequel? Probably not likely. So now you've just got a metallic set that potentially won't get a sequel. I don't have that much faith in it then. Sorry to say. If you like it, by all means, you buy it. You go support those skin creators. But, yeah, well, they will definitely be informed that their skin was accepted, so maybe they'll jump at the opportunity to potentially get some sequels out, some continuations, and I will be there. Always keep an eye on the workshop. But again, Valentines is in the way, and people don't like to wait too long for a potential collection continuation, and do not be surprised to see that potentially going down in price. In fact, you know what? I think a great example of this would probably be going back and taking a look at that Tier 3 armor we had accepted somewhat recently. There you go, Shogun, $2.49, $2.49, $1.16 now, $1.11. It's halved in price. People expect continuation instantly, but no, and that's what happens. So, yeah, you've been warned. If you're looking at this as a nice potential investment, well, I think that's a perfect example of if we don't see the sequel fast enough, it just goes down, and as we approach the March-April time, it potentially could get even worse. Point made? Understood? Right, so, okay then. It is what it is. So, yeah, I haven't got anything else to say. We'll have to move on now. Night sleeping bag. Okay, this is interesting. You know how we talked about how we had an AK right there, very interesting design and whatnot, red aim sight, but there also happened to be another one that came out somewhat recently and kind of around the same price or cheaper. Well, this night sleeping bag, produced by Robstar, looks awesome. It looks nice. I know a lot of people will be appreciating this, and I'll be showcasing that to you in a second. But it also happens to have something very similar that came out very recently. So let's just go showcase this. So off I go. Well, I can't see anything. Well, I mean, turn on the lights and you might be able to see. Oh, hang on a minute. What's that interesting shiny thing we have right there in front of us? Oh, it just happens to be a very lovely looking sleeping bag. Oh, yes, indeed. In the sunlight, reflecting ever so nicely with its chains there. You got the sword insignia. Looking very nice. Looking very interesting. Oh, the pillow. Oh, it's made out of chainmail. It'll keep your head nice and protected. Oh, yes, indeed it will. You'll be having some very comfy sleeps in this. So yeah, at night time, a pure black sleeping bag would probably be very useful because like next to nobody's going to be able to see it. But consider this. This is a very cool looking sleeping bag, and I think a lot of people appreciate those extra little features we just mentioned. But people probably already have that with a bag that literally came out like just a couple of weeks back. As we move over to here, we have the Black Diamond sleeping bag. And of course, with all those interesting details we just mentioned, we've already mentioned it before when we showcased this not too long ago. So consider this. This sold close to around 20,000 subscribers, if I can recall. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people appreciated it. And since this has come out, it's maintained its price ever so nicely. I don't think the night sleeping bag over there is going to sell that much. And potentially in the future, if everything works out and people like it and appreciate it, it could very likely graciously and slowly go up in price as time goes on. I mean, fair enough. Cool. But is it going to sell that much? What do you think? Also, between these two, do you happen to own both? Which one do you prefer? Feel free to comment below and whatnot. But yeah, awkward timing, strange choices again, much like how we talked about the AK. Yeah, so just want to point that out. But the sleeping bag to the left, the brand new night one, that's selling at $2. The Black Diamond sleeper bag is on the Steam market at $2.49. So let's go ahead and showcase that right now. So yep, over to here, sleeping bags, and yep, just a few weeks back, what do we see? For $2.49, the Black Diamond bag. It's maintained its price, 19,644 subscribers. After several hours, this has done just over 5,000. It can easily slow down, but it could match up to the same amount of sales. That means both of these sleeping bags could potentially compete with each other. Night is all by itself, though. Black Diamond is part of an established collection with all clothing and armour and whatnot. So, if anything, I think Black Diamond's probably got a better chance of maintaining its price. But if this doesn't happen to sell too much, things could work out nicely. Could. Right, okay. Well, I guess it's down to opinion. But at the end of the day, if you like the skin, you go ahead and buy it. But if you're looking at it as an investment, that right there, it is abnormal. So, along with many other skins this week, just wait until Wednesday. Look what the sales look like, and we'll make considerations. Sounds good? All right. Shall now showcase the final weapons of this video. So first up, we have the Heavy Knight Crossbow. You may recall we've had the Heavy Knight collection come out during the likes of 2024, as you can see. A lot of interesting skins. Yes. Didn't get the Tier 2 accepted. Then again, if you consider what the DLC was, fair enough. And I'm just going to have a bit of a moan. It was nice to see a crossbow, not going to complain, but I would have loved, and I know a lot of other people would have loved to have seen the longsword being accepted. Now, to point out as well, the crossbow was submitted about 4 months ago. They could have picked this. Why don't they like longswords anymore? Did we really need a short salvage sword? Whatever. Anyway, crossbows. As of recent, you might notice that their prices have improved a fair bit. It was post-Christmas. We also don't really see that many of them being accepted anymore. It's a bit odd. Could things change this year? Will primitive mode, work out nicely? Will people love it? Will people keep craving it? Will we see all these primitive weaponry being used a whole lot more? We shall see. All right. But I have to be a little bit cautious. The fact that it's part of an already established collection is nice. Still want to see the Tier 2, just want to point that out. And it looks like the price has improved today. It looks like these were bought out. So if you happen to own any Heavy Knight clothing or armour, go look at the prices, make considerations if you want to sell them right now. Cool. Right, so, all right. Showcase it. All right, let's go give this a good look. Looking nice and shiny. A very nice metallic wood-based design. Aim down. Nothing too crazy, nothing too distracting, I guess you could say. Let's give it a quick reload. And of course, mate, if only I could. Now, if you're curious, I also do this. I wasn't really expecting anything. Nothing appears to glow in the dark, but you might have been curious. Anyway, back over to here. Let's go ahead and strike a pose. So I'm off to do that. And here we are. Okay. So, the design, what do you think? Is it something you'd like to use? Is it something you approve of? I see nothing wrong with it. But just to point this out, this was submitted like 4 months ago. A very random skin to be accepted today, and it also happens to be made by the same people that made the jacket earlier, Mr. Multi-Boris and Mr. Damden. Could they be juggling between potentially making some brand new Barbarian skins and, returning to the Heavy Knight collection? Hey, it's nice to have options, and I think they'll probably go back and forth with both collections in the foreseeable future. But for now, Valentines, all right? 1 week of Valentines or 2, we don't know, but don't be surprised if it's potentially 2. All right, quick look at this nighttime. Looking nice, shiny. Let's get a little bit closer, get a good look at the design on the sides. And yeah, it's a perfectly fine looking crossbow. What else is there to say? Feel free to comment below what you think. Let's go back over to here, turn on the lights again, and let's now showcase the next weapon skin. And that happens to be the Oathkeeper Bow. Give that a good look. Looking ever so nice. Very interesting. Oh, yes, oh, yes. Let's go give it a quick reload. Yes. Well, reload. Just draw and shoot. You're so gun obsessed, honestly. Right. Let's go over to here. Showcase this as well. Don't mind the loot back there. Don't be distracted. Let me zoom in. But yeah, a very interesting looking pattern. If we could look at it to the side there, perfectly fine, cool looking insignia. As if it's like the old insignias you used to see for countries way back when they had their wars of all the longbows and whatnot. So yes, cool looking design. Congratulations to PYH, you made a very cool looking weapon skin that just happened to, be in the flavour of what Facepunch wanted today. Cool. Alright, so, could we see more of this Oathkeeper collection? Could it turn into, well, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a crossbow as well. Maybe wait it out a little bit, PYH. Maybe consider making a longsword. I'm just saying. But anyway, that looks cool. That looks nice. But an Oathkeeper longsword would sound awesome, so I'm just... Alright, let's now go over to here and then quickly turn on the lights again. And now let's showcase the next weapon skin. So, what's this? It's the Medeival Sword. Yeah, there was a spelling mistake. I'm fully well aware of it. I'm sure you want to desperately tell me. I've had a lot of people tell me today. But yeah, this has a spelling mistake. It's like spelt with E before I. Yeah. So, yeah, that will probably get changed. This is abnormal. I reckon just before we see the abnormals, there'll be a change and it will be corrected. It might be mentioned over the course of this weekend. Or maybe it just never gets fixed. Maybe. We'll see. But let me tell you this. If we see a skin like this appear in the Steam market with a an incorrect spelling, and then they fix it later, you'd have to redo the builder. It would then become a new entity, and yeah, you'd have to chase after it again, if you want. Now, this is a higher-priced salvage sword skin, and it looks cool. Does it happen to glow in the dark? Let's just quickly go ahead and find out. Nope, doesn't appear to. So, okay, if you're worried about that, no need to worry. It's fine. But did we just have a salvage sword skin the previous week? Yes, we did. And maybe you probably don't feel the need to buy a salvage sword now. Oh, look at the shine there. That's looking nice. Anyway, quick pose. And, well, overall, it's a perfectly fine-looking sword. If you're going to go buy one for yourself, by all means. But if you're looking at it as an investment, I'm still unsure. Is the primitive mode going to work out nicely? Are we going to see salvage swords just suddenly become a whole lot more popular? At least with buy orders, I have noticed that they have improved. But... not 100% confident yet if they're actively, going to work out nicely. And I've seen buyouts. I'm fully well aware of it. But we have to see what happens over the course of this next month. If anything, I'm going to put out a video. I recorded something last night where I went over all the valuable primitive weapon skins. And we can do a nice comparison literally a few weeks later and see what the difference is. There probably won't be any change. And then we'll question, do you actually enjoy the primitive game mode? And yeah, I played it a fair bit earlier. It's fine. I'm just not very good at Rust. I'm not very PvP oriented. I'm sure you can tell by now. All right. So, all right. Perfectly fine looking design. Let's now hop out of here and discuss, how all those weapons like to behave. And then we also want to show off the brand new Armour DLC. Right, so yeah, with these 3 weapons, if you like them, you go buy them. But I am questioning things a fair bit. And seeing how they've behaved in the past, or, at least in recent times, I'm sure you'd understand. Still unsure with swords. Literally just had swords. It's doing alright at the moment, but give it a week, look at it again, yeah. Oh, hang on a minute, it looks as if we've been seeing a lot more buyouts. Ice Sword's been bought out. Hold on a second, I'm well aware of the Scimitar Sword, but again, just to point out, buyouts don't mean like they're actually in demand. So if you look at the listing priced here and then you look at the buy order, that doesn't actually look as if it's actually selling for $4, does it? No. Someone's walked in, bought out the stock, and he's, you know, probably trying to make it look as if it's actually valuable. Oh, there you go. So it said $4 in SCM to AVP, but now it's listed at $2.30. So be careful, right? With the video I plan to put out over the course of this weekend, it will kind of bring up how you need to just be careful about certain prices of skins. By all means, it could have been loads of people today buying out Savage Swords because, you know, loads of people jumped in for the primitive game mode. Should point out that the player count today reached up to over 200,000. We'll see what happens, all right? But, yeah, give it like Friday or Saturday. It very likely will go above that. Anyway, interesting to see, but will the prices actually hold? That's what matters most. Will the primitive mode actually work out well? I've had some conflicting opinions. Some people like, well, loads of people just get bored over it after a day. You know, after a couple hours, they were like, oh, is this it? The feeling of getting a kill with a crossbow just doesn't feel the same as when you get a kill with an AK. All right, well, I mean, that was interesting to hear, but yeah, it's be a bit concerning for Face Punch. Maybe they had to make some more changes. And I do expect that. With the primitive game mode, I do expect some more tweaks, some changes. They definitely dedicated a lot of time into this, so they want to make sure you're enjoying yourself. They want to make sure it's fun. So, give it time, we shall see. All right, so with that, it very likely might end up just being 60 cents to 80 cents for all of them. But that's if you want to play it super safe. So, those are not abnormal. That could be a little bit worrying, but that is at the very least. So, we can chase after that next Wednesday. So, overall, I mean, it's fine. There's certain things there that look really cool, and I'll give that my props. But even then, later this year, there will be more interesting, very cool things. But at least with next week, it's just going to be pink stuff because, of course, Valentines. Now, with this rush store, it wasn't just these things that are added today. There, of course, was the medieval DLC packs, which I can show you over to here. Yep. $13, you get a lot of interesting content. As you can see here, we get the special Tier 2 armor. We also get a very interesting pair of doors. We get a very cool looking AK, and we get an interesting looking box. Large box, to be precise. Let's go showcase these now. So first up, we have the doors. Pretty interesting design. From a side, you can see they have spikes. If you go near them, do they hurt you? No. It's all cosmetic. Don't you worry. All right. So, of course, the single sheet door, basically the same thing. Cool. Now, if we could just quickly look at it at night time. As you can see, they don't happen to glow in the dark or anything. And with the lights off, yeah, you can see that. So they are a bit reflective, but it's not exactly like super flashy. It's not exactly like super colourful, but hey, it definitely is befitting of this update today. So, all right, fair enough. Now, if I could also showcase the large box just over to here, a very interesting looking design. You've got all these various different insignias. Different, I was going to say logos. No, it's for countries, you fool. I don't think they could do like actual real ones. They made some up for themselves. That's fine. But I just want to point out this skin does not happen to glow in the dark. So whilst it's looking pretty nice and reflective on the top, cool looking design, it doesn't glow, as you can see right there. So if that's not really something you want, hey, you don't have to buy it. It's up to you. So, cool. Now, the very interesting design of the armor might sell it to you, because get a good look at that. I like how that little thing like happens to constantly wobble. But yeah, we don't normally get armor like this being produced, do we? And potentially in the future we could see a lot more. Well, what would you consider? Maybe I stand by this. If they're going to do jungle biome and make a big fuss about it, we should have like some Indiana Jones clothing. I'm just saying, you got the boonie hat. You could probably make a cool looking like a burlap shirt. Can we have a rope? No, shut up. Nighttime look. Nothing appears to glow, of course. We wouldn't expect that. They wouldn't get that many sales if that was the case. But yeah, as you can see, just a perfectly fine, cool looking piece of armor. And if we could just go over to here, you can see me on display as well. Alright, so yeah, give that a good look. Looking cool, reflects okay. You gotta love the DIY design. Clear lacquer. I don't know what that's saying. I can't read it properly, I'm so sorry. Okay, and of course we happen to have the AK as well, so if I could just whip that out. First of all, look how nice and shiny it is. Oh yes, very cool, very reflective. Strike pose, and oh, there we go. Very nice, interesting, bejeweled design. But here's the thing. If you're looking for a golden AK with loads of jewels all over it, we kind of already have had this, all right? So give that a good look. Do you appreciate? Do you happen to like? Very nice, very cool. But if I could just turn over to here, quickly look at night time, aim down the sight, nothing glows in the dark. If you're concerned about that, nothing glows, just warning you, right? Or, showing you. Nice and shiny. Yes, yes, yes. Now let's just move the sun around because I want to show you something. It's for your consideration. First of all, that shiner now look very nice. But for a much more affordable option, we have the mythical Dragon AK47. This sold at $3.49 with last year's Lunar New Year, the Year of Dragon, if you can remember. Yeah, obviously it's dragon themed, but what do you think? It's like $1 at the moment. And then this over to here, well, you got to spend $13 for the pack just to be able to use this. So as much as you can sit here and say, haha, Counter-Strike, Golden Arabesque, I mean, much more affordable, much more approachable. Aimed on the sight real quickly, that is a standard black aim sight. Nothing wrong with that, still good for pretty much every single environment, but yeah, we just want to establish that. And over to here, I do believe it's kind of the same thing. Actually, no, that one's gold as well, but does gold really matter that much? No. So, just making that comparison, it's up to you how you approach that. So, yeah, it is what it is. So overall, it's a fine week, can't complain. And then we have Valentines next week. So over to here, with the recent submissions, in total, there was over 200. I'm looking at the official list set up by that German guy, TGG. Now, he has to look at every single Valentine skin submission. I only look at people who are frequently in, like, Rust Wars and whatnot. Again, I'm looking at this for the financial perspective. I don't want to waste my time with, like, completely new people. Not to sound mean, but, yeah, I'm being very straightforward with it. So if you want to get a good look as I yap about these skins, there are some collection continuations. Yes, we've had many Valentines in the past. Well, you could go over to here and consider watching my Rust Workshop skin checks. All the continuations are chaptered here. I'm also showcasing a lot of the skins in short videos as well. Oh, look, Lovestruck with a backpack. Oh, what do you reckon? I did say I wouldn't be surprised if we see a pink backpack next week. Just saying, just saying. Okay, so looking at all of that, yeah, I'm under the impression we very likely might have 2 weeks of Valentines. This is just a guess. I don't work for FaceBunch or anything. I'm being sincere. I wouldn't be surprised. We got it for Lunar New Year, and we had like 170 submissions. Valentine's has 50 more. So I'm not sure if FaceBunch is accepting more Rust Wars with holidays now because they're like, well, so many people submit skins and they don't get accepted. Oh, we have to be nice and have extra Rust Wars. This is all me guessing. But yeah, if you're not that, if you're not keen with pink skins, maybe you could save your wallet for a while. And just around the corner, we also happen to have Easter as well. Oh, yippee. But yeah, lots of very interesting designs. I hadn't even gotten started with showcasing the garage doors to you yet. There's so many manga and anime style garage doors, it's getting a bit ridiculous. The only concern is they don't really have anything to do with Rust. Yes, they have stuff to do with, like, Valentines, but they don't have anything to do with Rust. Like, you know, a lovely looking scene that's, like, perfectly befitting of Rust as well. Like, that's cute. Mr. Kecker, you did a splendid job at this. I'll keep giving props to you. That works. That works. But then when you scroll down and you just see anime girl, anime girl, anime girl, anime girl, anime girl, get a bit questionable. Now, Giorgio, on the other hand, I'm just going to say, at least he has a face mask on and looks nice. We had him last year with a sleeping bag. Don't be surprised if we see him again, all right? Just point out. So, yeah, give that a good look. I'll link this in the description of the video, and you can say thank you to TGG for making the collection. This is the official list. All the skins here are candidates. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets refined probably down to maybe 150 or so, because some of the designs, they're not of the quality standard. Being very straightforward with you, all right? So, yeah, lots of Valentine skins were submitted. With today, already mentioned it, we had over 200,000 people playing at once. Cool, didn't match up to January, but that was to be expected. We are expecting now the slow progression towards the Easter time. The Easter dip is inevitable. It happens every single year. But, you know, with each year we kind of elevate to a higher level. What will the average player count be for February this year? It might still be about 90,000, which will still be very good, much better compared to the previous year. But don't expect like the very high player counts to stick around forever, all right? Kids got to focus school. You got to focus work. But the summertime. We look forward to the summertime now. And with the big fat update that is the primitive game mode now wrapped up and finished, what is now going to be focused here from now? You'd assume probably the cooking update, and quite a lot has been mentioned. Pie, bread, honey, bees, beekeeping, yeah, it's all been mentioned. But what will actually be released and when? Don't know. Keep an eye on the commits. It's linked in the description. And over to here, tigers, jungle, yes. If you have read what they're working on with the tigers, they're actively going to hunt you. When you're chopping trees, when you are mining ore, it's going to hear you, and it's going to prowl, and it's going to get closer and closer, and when you least expect it, they are actively going to hunt you. Oh, mate. So many people are going to be complaining about them. Oh, yes. I'm looking forward to it. So if you thought wolves are bad, I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, jungle biome's definitely looking very promising, just by what they're talking about. Give this a good look, and you'll be aware of all the new content that's being worked on. So yeah, not much else to say there. I'm sure you're also very well aware that right now we have the Twitch drops. So over the course of the next 10 days, you can get all those skins for absolutely free. To get the general drops, you have to watch someone who is not one of these streamers. Just watch anyone streaming Rust on Twitch. Make sure your Twitch account is linked to a Steam account. You can watch me, for example. I've had quite a lot of people turn up today. If you're one of them, thank you very much for watching me. But for these streamer skins, you do have to watch them specifically for 2 hours. Now, let me just point this out to you. You can do this. If you want to get the skin, but you don't want to really stick around, you can open it up in a different browser. Just make sure the Twitch, make sure the Twitch volume is high, but you can mute the tab. Make sure you have everything turned off. Turn on the stream, wait a minute or two. You can mute the tab. You can open Twitch up on another tab or maybe on a different browser. It will keep the progress of the first stream you have. And then once you've got the skin, turn everything off, turn on the next stream that you want to focus, and you can mute the tab, and then, yeah. So that's just a trick I know. So if you that's helpful, feel free to comment below and whatnot. Cool. All right, so yeah, that was fun. Primitive game mode, feel free to read the blog. Be aware of all the new content that was added. Let's see what sticks. Let's see what changes. I do expect changes. I won't be surprised. Things will be tweaked. Things will be changed. And, well, Rust just keeps evolving. More content keeps being added. And hopefully more silly things. So, okay. That is basically everything. Oh, by the way, that's broken. Fully well aware of it. It's not just Rust. Counter-Strike, TF2, look at them as examples as well. You'll see the exact same thing. This is a Steam problem. They seem to be changing something. Not fully aware of what it is. But yeah, when you look at Counter-Strike, lots of very random skins there as well. So yeah. Normally on the front page, you'd see the skins that are getting a lot of attention or a lot of sales over the past hour. Obviously, that's not the case here. So yeah. Okay, just point it out. If anything, you can see all the banned skins from the past. So if you've never heard about the Knock Knock rocket launcher or the Rusty Cola machine, the Crimson Headwrap, well, now you know. Cool. All right then. So that is everything. I have covered it all. Thank you very much for watching me today. I greatly appreciate it. And one final thing, just want to quickly bring this up. Throughout all of from November to the end of January, I was talking about how I've been gathering a lot of skins. At one point, I had, 53,000 plus skins? A lot, basically. And I was like, well, as we get closer to Christmas time, I'm going to sell all my Christmas skins. And then after Christmas, post-Christmas, when loads of people have time off and they have Christmas money to spend, I'm going to sell all my skins in general. Well, this basically goes over all the details, and it brings up, what was my final result. Quite clearly, you can see I made over $17,000, but how many skins were sold to get to that point? Consider giving the video a good watch. Thank you very much to everyone who has watched me this year, and I might be trying something different. All right, I've been given a good suggestion. I can't make a move just yet, but I've been given a very good idea in terms of I can work things out nicely because I have quite a lot of funds. What if I restricted myself? We'll see what that is then. So thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Catch you later. See you and goodbye. You know what, Micro? I think we could probably fit in one more. Yeah, go on. Yeah, that's it. Go on. Yeah, there we go. Right, yeah, okay. Now I'm complete. I truly am a hedgehog now. I truly am I'm a sight to behold, yes. But don't get carried away now. Oh, unbelievable. Some people, am I right?